finally, an arrest warrant has been issued for the person that may have killed Shanquella Robinson. Welcome back to the Empire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we've been following this Shanquella Robinson story since it began. As you know, Shanquella Robinson traveled to Mexico and passed away within 24 hours of being there. She traveled there apparently with 6 other individuals. The reason why this story even got any light was because of a video of one of these individuals beating on Shanquella. Now we've heard all countless different stories. We hear that there are more videos. There was even another video that surfaced yesterday of a man taking video of Shanquella resting in a hammock. No word or confirmation on whether or not this was before the fight that she had with DAEJEANAE or anyone else. So late last night, and I know a lot of you were tagging me, late last night, the news broke that an arrest warrant was issued. At the time, they did not say who it was for, but it was for one particular individual. So before we get into some other details, and as always, we're going to be citing our sources. This is from WSOC TV. And as you know, Mr. Bruno, the reporter who's been following this story for a very long time, Joe Bruno, who's been following the story since the beginning. So he writes this: an arrest warrant has been issued in the death of Shanquella Robinson, a Charlotte woman killed while vacationing in Mexico, according to Mexican prosecutor and confirmed by ABC News. Daniel De La Rosa Anaya, a prosecutor for the state of Baja California Sur, told ABC a friend of Robinson, quote, who is the direct aggressor, is being sought by international authorities on charges of femicide. We talked about what femicide is, or you can check out the previous video that we did where we talk about femicide and what that is. That's basically, it's a gender-related murder. So they go on to say this. They said the case is fully clarified. We even have a court order. There's an arrest warrant issued for the crime of femicide to the detriment of the victim and against an alleged perpetrator, a friend of her who is the direct aggressor. So based on what we know so far, the only direct aggressor that there's actual video proof is DAEJEANAE, this person that we see in the video beating on a naked Shanquella Robinson. And that's the only reason why the FBI is now involved and why Mexican prosecutors have reopened this case. They go on to say this: we are carrying out all the pertinent procedures, such as the Interpol alert and the request for extradition to the United States of America. It's about 2 Americans, the victim and the culprit. So right now, I know a lot of you are thinking, so what about the other people? What about the person that was videotaping this? Well, I think that's all. This is just the first step before all of that will happen. Okay? Authorities have not identified who they are working to arrest at this time. But as you all know, the woman in that video, allegedly, I'll say allegedly, is DAEJEANAE. So the article continues. It says, Michael Lerteri, an expert on femicide in Mexico, said when a woman is killed in the country, authorities are often required to open the investigation as femicide. From there, they look into whether she was killed for reasons due to her gender or if there were specific circumstances such as domestic violence. ABC News told Robinson's mom on Wednesday evening that an arrest warrant has been issued in the case. And this is what Salamandra Robinson said. She says, I feel so good. That's a good feeling. That's what we have been waiting for someone to finally be held accountable and arrested. I just can't wait for justice to be served. And that's the issue here. And I can only imagine what the family and the real friends of Shanquella Robinson are feeling is that, okay, they've lost this person and nothing that can happen right now can bring her back, but you still want answers. You still want to understand what happened. And I know both the mom and the father of Shanquella Robinson have been saying that they believe that this was planned, that the individuals that flew to Mexico with her had all intentions of doing exactly what happened to Shanquella Robinson, allegedly. So our friends over at Chronicle Speaks, who's also been covering this in such a fantastic way, so shout out to her. If you're not following or subscribed to Chronicle Speaks, be sure to follow. I just have high respect for people that take this, what they do, very seriously. And she has broken and covered a lot of cases, including the Wendy Williams situation that we've all been following. So please be sure to check her out, and I will be citing her in this video. All right. So she did her own investigative work here, and she's been in contact with the Mexican reporter who really is part of the reason why this story is getting light and why they reopened this case. So some of what she translated in this article, I'm just going to kind of cover a little bit of what was said in it. Okay, so they're talking about what transpired on the day that Shanquella Robinson died and why this arrest warrant was issued. So they say in this article, during an interview with the media, the prosecutor revealed that the case is fully clarified and stated that the victim did not die from alcohol intake, an accusation that the individuals that traveled with her said, and said countless times to Shanquella Robinson's mother, Salamandra. They say that as was exposed in the police report, and it was a fight. It was not a fight either, but a direct assault against a 25-year-old girl. 25. So it continues. The attorney said that they have maintained contact with the parents of the victim through the consulate and the embassy of the United States. During the interview, Daniel De La Rosa Anaya did not talk about the legal situation of Khalid Cook, the alleged best friend of the young woman who would have recorded the attack against Shanquella Robinson. Your best friend. Well, as you know, as we've been covering the story and getting more information, we've stopped referring to any of the individuals as being friends of Shanquella Robinson, because there is no way that any of these people were her friends. So it continues. It says, we are already carrying out the relevant procedures, both issuing the red file and the extradition request. So DAEJEANAE will have to go to Mexico. Okay? The person who is publicly accused of physically assaulting the young woman is DAEJEANAE Jackson. So they clearly state who they are looking to arrest. And as you know, I've really deterred from naming or even showing the individuals that went on this trip until we had official movement towards a specific person or persons in the situation. But now that DAEJEANAE Jackson is going to be arrested in this case, more than likely she will be spilling everything that happened to save herself. Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction to this on this Thanksgiving, because we've been following the story and it's such a sad story to continue to follow. But I hope that at least on this Thanksgiving that the parents can feel a little bit of hope that they will know what happened to their daughter, Shanquella Robinson.